Tassel with you. Today is Monday, September 18th, 2017. We got to give you the recap of last night's game between the Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. I went to sleep. I was pretty beat. So we'll do that first, then we'll come back and give you the preview of tonight's game, the Monday night game between the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. Last night, the Falcons with a 34-23 victory over the Packers. It was 34-10 going into the fourth quarter, and Green Bay outscored the Falcons 13-0 to get it to 11 points, but Atlanta was in control for most of the game. Aaron Rodgers, 33 of 50, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ty Montgomery, the leading rusher, 10 carries for 35 yards, 3.5 yards per rush. He did have a touchdown. Randall Cobb, 1 for 10. Aaron Rodgers, 2 of 8. Jamal Williams, 2 of 6. So that running game is going to be an issue for Green Bay moving forward. Their two top rushers were Ty Montgomery and Randall Cobb. Now, Montgomery has been playing the running back spot, but he's a receiver. And Randall Cobb is a wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers was their third leading rusher, the quarterback. Devontae Adams receiving 8 of 99, a touchdown. Ty Montgomery 6 of 75, a touchdown. Randall Cobb 6 of 60. Martellus Bennett 5 of 47. Aaron Rodgers lost a fumble. The team had 3 sacks. Clay Matthews had 1.5. Joe Thomas got that half, and Blake Martinez had the other sack. No interceptions, nothing of note in the return games, and Mason Crosby made his only field goal. For the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan, 19 of 28, 252 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Devontae Freeman bouncing back last week. Both of the rushers did. 19 carries for 84 yards for Freeman, 4.4 per rush, 2 touchdowns. Tevin Coleman, 6 of 42, that's 7 yards per rush. Taylor Gabriel carried once for 7 yards. Matt Ryan also had an 8-yard rush. Altogether, that's 27 of 141, 5.2 yards per rush, and 2 touchdowns. Very good. Julio Jones, 5 of 108, receiving. Mohamed Sanu, 5 of 85. Justin Hardy, 1 of 19. Tevin Coleman, 2 catches for 3 yards, but he did have the only touchdown. Desmond Trufant recovered a fumble. I believe it was taken back for a touchdown. The team had 3 sacks, one of them for Devondre Campbell, one for Vic Beasley Jr., the other for Adrian Claiborne. Desmond Trufant also had an interception, so good game for him. Andre Roberts, 2 kick returns for 31 yards. He had 1 punt return. It went for no yards, and Matt Bryant, 2 for 2 in his field goals. We'll start with Green Bay. That running game situation has got to get going. I said it coming into the year. I wasn't sure what you could expect from Ty Montgomery. Again, a receiver moving to the running back spot last year, was able to do that, and I think do it pretty seamlessly, or at least with as little hitches as possible, as you would expect, because you're kind of surprising defenses late in the year and you're just sending them into the run. Now he has to actually do it. He's actually being game planned for the whole season. They're sending him out there, and eventually he's going to get figured out. At first, let's just go out there and run. Now he's, starting to learn the ins and outs of it, and I see it as being a struggle. That's certainly something you want to look at for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, again, he wasn't particularly good last week either. Had a lot of incompletions in this game. Granted, he had to throw the ball a lot more, so you'll see that. But 33 of 50, your quarterback throws 50 times. We saw that with Dak Prescott yesterday, 30 for 50. It happens. But it's certainly a situation where the defense as well for Green Bay, you drafted Kevin King. You got to be able to shut guys down. I know Atlanta has a prolific offense, but that should be a cause for concern as well, because they shut Seattle down, and you get starting to think, oh, it looks good, but Seattle's offense is really bad, as we saw yesterday against San Francisco. As for the Falcons, where they're looking good, they got that win in Chicago, which I knew would be a tough game. They were able to get through it and win. They beat a very good Packers team tonight. Matt Ryan wasn't even, I don't want to say he was bad or not sharp or anything, but he didn't have to do a lot. That's why they were also able to run the ball very well. It's nice to see those running backs getting the action. Julio Jones has still, I don't believe he had a touchdown week 1, so we'll look for that, see when he can find it at some point. Austin Hooper was not the main guy this year. Yeah, Julio Jones does not have a touchdown yet this year, so get him involved in the act. Austin Hooper, who had the big game last week, certainly some things that, if there's any real cause for concern after you just win a game like that for the Atlanta Falcons, that would be one of them. So we'll be back in just a little bit, and we will give you the preview of tonight's Monday night game between the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you.